Good afternoon. Here's that 4 o'clock minute that's going to take me more than a minute. So, the psoas, which is what the name of your hip flexor is, your psoas lives right deep, deep in your abdomen behind your small intestines. And what it does is it attaches to your lumbar spine and the discs. Isn't that interesting that your hip flexor also attaches to your discs as well as the vertebrae? It then comes through your groin area, the inguinal area, and attaches on the inside of your leg. So that's the flexion part, is the joint where it crosses. But here is one of the more interesting things about your psoas, your hip flexor, living where it lives deep in the abdomen. It actually has your kidneys up at the top, sitting, your kidneys are basically sitting at the top of your hip flexor, up there in the lumbar area. And so what happens is that when the kidneys actually have tension or congestion in them, it creates a tension into your hip flexors. It creates this tension in your hip flexors. So what that's going to do is the tension on the hip flexor is actually going to pull on the lumbar spine, and it's going to pull on those discs as well. So, there was this, I was reading a book by a renal specialist, a kidney specialist, who said that almost everybody is dehydrated and it's coming out in really degrading the kidneys. So we don't even know that that's happening. So the symptoms for that kind of tension that then puts it into the lumbars, that then creates low back pain. So that's a really big piece. Creates low back pain. Or if you like move your leg around and you get a popping really deep inside your leg, at the groin, that tells you that your hip flexor is super tight, or that you're bent over a little. You're a little bent over. That's another one that tells you. And so then the question becomes, did your hip flexor get tight, or did your kidney get tight and tighten your hip flexor? So those are always the kind of questions we like to ask. Hey, thanks, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.